Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Jester, aka Mr. JXTR, and today we're going to be talking about the reason why a lot of traders, including myself, choose to trade price action. So this is going to be the first part of a video series that I plan to make on YouTube called Price Action Fridays. Every Friday starting from this month, I will be posting a video related to price action, right? From candlesticks, support and resistances, all of the good stuff there. So if you guys want to check that out, or if you just want to learn more about all things price action, please do consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you will get notified when I upload my next video. So before I've been trading price action, or before I even knew about price action trading, I also have been trading with indicators, oscillators, Fibonacci's, patterns, right? And all of those stuff that the internet tells you, oh, this is how you trade, oh, this is how you make this amount of money. So I've been using those strategies and techniques before as well. Feeling ko lahat ng mga traders, especially yung mga newbies, no, na napagdaanan natin yung lahat, right? All of us went through all of those stages in trading, or at least almost all of us here. But after a few months of trading with all of those, I quickly realized that I really don't understand fully what I've been doing for the past couple of months. When I got a winning trade, it's just because I blindly followed a buy signal from an indicator. And if I lost, I'm really not sure why I lost, right? There's no reason why I lost. I just lost, right? Sometimes I just shrug it off as a false signal, and sometimes it is what it is, but there's no real reason why I win and I lost. And honestly, that was not good enough for me. So I looked for a better alternative, one that 100% makes sense for me, right? One that answers all of my questions. So I keep on searching on the internet, and that's how I stumbled upon price action trading. So if nandito ka sa video ko ngayon because of that, right? If you're watching this video because you are feeling the same way as I did a few months ago, then I hope this video will help you guys out a ton. If it does, please consider also hitting that like button. Now, with that being said, let's answer this first question here. What is price action? Ano nga ba talaga itong price action na pinagsasabi mo, Jet or Jester, right? So if you are very technical, you can look at Wikipedia, and there's a very detailed explanation here as to what price action is, and I really do agree on what it says here, right? Especially this one. Price action is a method of billable negotiation. I don't know what that means. In analysis of the basic movements of price to generate signals of entry and exit in trades that stands out for its reliability and for not requiring the use of indicators. So wala nang indicators, and it's a very, very reliable way of trading any kind of security, right? Whether it's be stock or Forex or crypto, price action will always be king. But for me, right, in simpler terms, this is how I define price action. So ito yung kahulugan ng price action for me. Price action is just a form of technical analysis that focuses on what the price is currently doing. So ano yung mga ginagawa ng price ngayon, no? How is it reacting? How is it moving? How is the candle forming? What the price is currently doing and will likely to do in relation to what it did in the past. So ano yung mga pwede niyang gawin based on mga ginawa niya, or base sa mga ginawa niya noon when it's at a certain level, or when it's at a certain support or resistance. So basically, it's just looking at what price is doing before, what price is doing right now, and trying to anticipate what it will do next. Once you know what you are looking for, you can now then take a trade if you see that forming in the charts. So that's what price action is for me. So with that being said, the first question that comes to mind, right, yung unang tanong na nasa isip niya talaga is how to price action. So what do I need to look at? What do I need to learn first? How do I do it? Right? There's a lot of ways for you to do price action. There's a lot of things that you need to learn first before you can do it. But these are the three major things that I would like you to focus on. So the first and the most important would be candlesticks. Of course, if you want to learn how to read price, you need to learn how to read candlesticks as well. What does the OHLC mean? If the candle is forming in a certain way, in a certain area of the chart, then what does that mean? So you need to learn what each candle is trying to tell you. Candles are very, very important, especially if you want to learn price action trading. I'm not even talking about what the names of each candlestick formation is, like the pin bar, the bullish engulfing, the inside bar, 1,000 types of candles out there. You don't need to learn all of those things. All you need to know is what does those candle mean, right? If a candle has a very big top wick or a very big bottom wick, if it has a very small body, if it has a very big body, if it right, has no top wick or no bottom wick, you need to learn what the candle is trying to tell you. That's what's important, not the naming of each candle. The second thing that you need to learn is market structure, right? This is very useful, especially if you are a swing trader or a position trader. Market structure is very important, especially for those types of traders. The reason for that is there's something that we call trends, higher highs, higher lows being created in the market, and there's also lower highs, lower lows. So if you know what market structure is, you would know the general direction of the price. So if you want to look for sells, you need to look for markets that are going in a downtrend. If you want to look for buys, then obviously you would look for markets that are going on an uptrend. You won't know if it's an uptrend or a downtrend if you don't know what market structure is. The third most important thing that you need to learn about price action trading is support and resistance. Almost all types of price action trading strategies use some sort of support and resistance. Sometimes they just rename it, right? Sometimes they call it order blocks, supply, demand, but basically it's just the same concept. It's just a support and a resistance. You can explain it at different ways. You can plot your support and resistance in very different ways. There's a lot of ways for you to do this. So just choose one way of doing support and resistance, stick to it, make sure it makes sense to you, and just build your strategy around it. It's one of the most important things that you need to learn about price action. Pero syempre meron tayong mga newbies here, right? We have a lot of newbies watching maybe, and a lot of people that are just curious about price action. So if you don't know any of these things that I just talked about, don't worry, I'll be posting a video for each one of this in the following weeks. With that being said, let's move on to the second point, the second question. The second question that comes to mind would be, why price action, right? So ano ba talaga yung lamang ng price action versus all of the things that I just mentioned before, right? There are three things here, my personal reasons why I trade price action, and number one would be it's giving me more accurate analysis. If you're trading using indicators and oscillators, you're just following what those things says. There's other strategies revolving around indicators. So some people try to put a little bit of price action with indicator trading, and that's good, but if you trade pure price action only, it will give you a better and more accurate analysis, right? Magiging mas accurate yung mga analysis nyo. And there's a reason for that. There's a very strong reason for that, why people say that price action is king. But I'm going to talk about that later. Let's just move on to point number 2 here, right? The second one is zero lag entry and exits. Zero lag, meaning if it's going to tell you to buy, right? If your analysis tells you to buy, you would know exactly when to buy. If it tells you to sell, then you would know exactly when to sell, when to take profits, when to exit. Zero lag in all of those things. All indicators are lagging, right? All indicators, there's no such thing as a zero lag indicator. There's always some sort of lag, and sometimes a lagging entry or an exit is the difference between winning and losing a trade, right? Sometimes if you entered late or you exit early, that's the difference between losing a trade or winning big, or even losing a small amount, right? If it tells you to exit in a later time, then you might be losing more than what you needed to lose. So that's one big benefit if you want to trade price action, is there's no lag in your exit or your entries. The third one is it forces you to use logic over signals. And again, the reason for this is you really need to look at the price, right? The behavior of each individual security that you're trading, whether it be stocks, crypto, or Forex. You need to constantly ask the question, why is it reversing here, right? If it closes above a support, why is it going up? Why did it not go up, right? Why did I lose here? Why did I win here? There's always an answer to all of your questions if you use price action trading. It forces you to use logic rather than just blindly following a buy and sell signal. Okay, but before I proceed, I would just like to stress out that I'm not saying that indicator trading is not profitable. I'm just pointing out the reasons why I like price action better. There are a lot of traders out there that trades with indicators and oscillators, and they are winning more than me, right? And they're winning more than a lot of traders that are using price action, right? For me, when I just started trading with price action, something clicked. It just feels right for me, right? Everything makes sense here, and that's what's important for me. So maybe you just want to trade in an easier way, right? And that's what indicators are for. It's trying to make trading easier for people. But if you really want to learn like the nuances or use logic, and that's what you want your trades to be based with, then price action would be better for you. So now I just point out all of the pros that I can think of when you trade price action. Now let's look at the cons, right? There are some negatives when you trade price action, right? It's not all rainbows and sunshines, right? I have also 3 reasons here why not price action, or why not trade using price action. There are 3 things here that I can think of. Number 1 is you can't automate your trade. If you're the type of trader that likes EAs or robots, or if you want to automate your trades like in a certain degree, it's very hard for you to do that if you are trading with price action, right? There's a lot of ways for us to enter. There's a lot of factors that we need to consider first before taking a trade. When we are in a trade, there's trade management. When are we going to secure profits or partial take profits? When are we going to manage risk? When are we going to move stops to break even? There's a lot of little things there in price action trading that you cannot just automate that easily. The next reason here that I listed, I think, is the biggest reason why a lot of traders are not even considering learning price action. Price action requires more effort and focus, right? When you are on your charts, or even when you are just starting to learn price action, there's really a lot of things that you need to understand fully before you can trade it effectively. Not just these 3 things that I pointed out here. There's a lot more, especially if you are trying out a new strategy. I suggest that you really need to dive deep into it, understand everything, understand all of the reasons why you enter, exit, all of that stuff, why you won, why you lost, right? All of the reasonings why, and that requires a lot of effort and focus. Me personally, it took me 3 months, right, to just create a trading plan and create a playbook of setups that I would take using price action. It's not overnight, right? You really need to sit down, back test everything, and live test it in the market. Check with your emotions, check with your discipline. Is it right for your personality? All of those stuff. You really need effort and focus for you to do that. Okay, and the third and the last reason why traders don't trade price action is every trader will read price differently. Even just support and resistance, people call it differently. Like some people call it demand, supply, key levels, right? Even with candlesticks, right? Even with patterns, drawing support and resistances, there's a lot of ways for you to draw it. Sometimes people draw it using the wicks, some people draw it using the candles, some people even consider trend lines as their support and resistance. So there's a lot of different ways for traders to build strategies around price action trading. So all you need to do now is to filter out all of the BS that's out there on the internet, right? There's a lot of free stuff there, which is great. There's a lot of good value out there on YouTube especially, but there's also a lot of BS, right? A lot of traders will tell you, oh, this is the only way, or this is the best way for you to do it, which is not correct, right? There is no best way. There is no, right, holy grail when it comes to reading price. There's only you and what makes sense with you, right? If you found something that you've back tested, you have a decent sample size, right? You traded live with it and it works for you, it makes sense for you, then that's what you need to use, right? You don't need to follow a certain guru or a certain people. You don't even need to follow me, right? If what I do doesn't make sense for you, then don't follow me, right? There's a ton of videos out there, and choose one that really makes sense for you. That's how I learned, right? I learned from many different mentors. I learned from watching a lot of YouTube videos, from reading a lot of books, baby pips, for example, a lot of live streams. I took what I can, something that they teach that makes sense for me. I took it, put it on my playbook, and just created my own trading plan based on those things, right? So don't just learn from one person, learn from everyone, and only take those things that you personally would F with. It's up to you at the end of the day. You can choose your own strategy, you can use your own way of trading. Just make sure that it makes sense for you, and this is what makes sense for me, so this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my trading career. So a quick little reminder again before I end my video, that every Friday for the rest of this month and the following months, I will be posting a video about price action trading. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you would know when I upload my next video. Also, don't forget to like my video, guys, if you like it so far. And also a quick little plug here, I also have a Twitch channel here, right? It's Mr. JXTR with no spaces and capital M and capital J. I also teach Forex trading live here. I also take my trades live here every Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Philippine time, right? Page time, GMT +8. This is my channel, so if you guys want to vibe out, do little Forex and chill with me, right? Take trades with me, or share your ideas, or learn more personally, right, live, then check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrJXTR. I'll see you guys there. So Yeah, peace and love to you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, peace, peace.